Guys, chasewins.com. Excuse me, coming to you for Sunday, October the 11th, 2020, NFL Sunday again. Hadn't seen me in a few days, as most of you knew. We had a death in the family, so we had a lot to take care of this week. Um, Funeral and everything was on Thursday, so I was out of pocket that day, and said it was, we're going to do videos when we could, but we would get back into the swing of things. So we didn't do a video Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. But a lot of you expected that. We still had plays every day. Wasn't a bad week. We, kicked off the week, had a great week last week, good weekend last week. First NCAA game of the week was a nice, easy winner there. Then we had a huge, huge NFL Sunday, as I promised that we would, and finished off what we were 23-5-2. NFL season record going into this week. And then on Monday and Tuesday, obviously, you guys know what we did. Wednesday, we had a winning day, going 2-1. Thursday, we split. We had some Thursday night football action, MLB actions. We've had NBA Finals action. We're going into Game 6 on Sunday. Out of the 5 games in the NBA Finals that we have played, we've played 3 selections thus far, and we are 3-0 in the NBA Finals. Obviously, everybody knows they can go back and watch. Before the season started, I had the Lakers to win it all this year. They are 1 win away from doing so. Do I think that they will seal the deal on Sunday? I think this is their best shot. I don't think that a Game 7 will work it will be in the Lakers' favor. It will. If there is a Game 7, I don't think that will be very much in the Lakers' favor. And on top of that, we we laid off of 2 games just because of certain players being out and the way certain games before that panned out. You never want to be over aggressive when you're talking about championship series. You have to know when to play, just like we did in the NHL finals, and just like we're doing here in the NBA finals. We do have a play in this game. Like I said, I have no problem saying that I think the Lakers will seal the deal. The question is, will they cover the spread? Will the Heat cover the spread? Will they force a Game 7? Will the total go under? Will the total go over? We don't know, but there is a premium play there. So anyway, getting back to the recaps. Winning day on Wednesday, we split on Thursday, so we did lose a little bit of juice. Same thing on Friday, going 1-1. Just losing juice. Now, I want to make a comment because on Friday we had 2 plays. We did have the over in the Lakers Heat game, easy winner there, and then we did take the Yankees on the money line. Now, if you go back to the beginning of the season and what I've said all season long, even right before the postseason started, I said the Yankees are not and have not at any time this year been the best team in baseball. And I said they're not even the best team in the American League. Hell, I don't think they're a top 5 baseball team, and they're most certainly not in the top 3. Garrett Cole is a great pitcher, absolutely, but he's not the best pitcher in the game. He's not the second best pitcher in the game, and his contract was the most overinflated thing that baseball has ever done. Now, is he worth a lot of money? Yes. Is he going to be great for the Yankees over the years? Yes. But I've never seen anything that he's done to be worth, I mean, almost $350 million with incentives. And I don't think he'll ever be. I really don't. And I don't care if he's there and they, during his tenure there, if they win 3 or 4 World Series. But I said it this year, people didn't like it. Even people that were not Yankees fans would, email me and text me and go, hey, man, I hope you're right, but the Yankees are going to the World Series this year. There's nobody in the American League that can stand in their way. And as I've said since literally the day after the World Series was over in 2019, the Dodgers would win it in 2020. The Dodgers are 4 wins away from going to the World Series and clinching the National League yet again, and they got to get through the Braves. This will be their toughest test yet. And if you go back and not only watch previous videos and live shows where I explained that I thought that it would be the Dodgers and the Braves in the ALC and the NLCS, go back and listen to one thing that people thought I was absolutely crazy for. in stating that in the American League, the team with the most talent, despite what everybody wants to say or despite people hating them because of what they did, the most talented team in the American League as a whole going into this year was the Houston Astros. Now, they lost Justin Verlander early. They've had some injuries. Jordan Alvarez, they lost. Their rookie sensation, Bregman, Altuve, Correa. All of those guys struggled for the majority of the season. But before everything really came out and punishments were handed down, so on and so forth, I said they're still the most talented team in the American League, and they were my pick to not only win the AL West, but they would represent the AL West in the ALCS. Nobody wanted to believe it. Nobody thought it was possible. And then when the punishments got handed down, so on and so forth, and you saw what this team was going to go through in 2020 with fans, everybody wrote them off. They're done. They're not going to the postseason. Blah, 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 blah. I said they'll still be there. It may take a little while. And then, of course, COVID hit. When baseball came back, we knew there wasn't going to be any fans. You can go listen to my latest episode, or my last episode that we posted of Outfielders Anonymous back in March. Go listen to it. My co-host clearly asked me, who's your pick to win it all? It was the Dodgers all over again. And he said, okay, if you've got to change course, and it has to be the American League, who do you think, if the American League wins it, who will win the World Series? I said, I got to go with the Astros. I stood by that even into the first quarter of the season. And I said, the Dodgers are going to win it. But if I had to take an American League team, it would be the Astros. The Astros are 4 wins away from going back to the World Series. And I'm telling you right now, the Astros are a better team than the Rays. The Rays have the advantage due to the fact that they are healthy and their bullpen is stout. And they have the confidence. But they are not on any level better than the Houston Astros. And Dusty Baker, and the fact that there are no fans in the stands right now, which there will be for the World Series, but not enough to matter. And guess what? You're in the state of Texas, baby. When you're in the state of Texas playing, I'm sorry, it don't matter what the Astros did. If they're in the World Series, they will have the overwhelming support, period. The Dodgers are still going to win the World Series, I do believe. I think if the Braves get by the Dodgers and somehow pick it up, I think the Braves can win it. I really do. But I still think out of the 4 teams left, the Dodgers are still the pick. The second most talented team as a whole is, and especially because of starting pitching, is the Houston Astros, and then the Braves, and then rounding out that bottom is the Tampa Bay Rays. So we'll see. It's going to be a good matchup. First game starts tomorrow, Tampa Bay and Houston. Don't know if I'll play that game yet. So we'll just wait and see. If I do, I'll post it in the afternoon time because I want to wait and see what the bullpens are going to do. But that's really it. So that's the recap going into it. Let's do a recap for Saturday. But I will get to that in just a second. Recap for Saturday. We had a big college football Saturday. We had 6 plays in total, premium-wise, and then we did give out 1 lean to the clients. The lean did not cover. That was Alabama. Had what they did in the second half, had they done it for 3 quarters, they would have easily covered it. But it was a lean. It was not a premium play, so didn't lose very much on that one. As far as the premium plays go, great day overall. Let's start out with the beginning of it. We played no early action. We were patient all day. Didn't release plays until 5:30 in the afternoon. People didn't like that, but oh well, because most of the industry was getting hammered in the early games because they weren't patient. They were playing overinflated lines, and there was zero market value anywhere. So, oh well. First game we played was USF versus East Carolina. We took the over 56.5. That went over with, 4 minutes to go in the third quarter, so easy win. We took Clemson versus Miami. We took Clemson minus 13.5. It was at 14, and we bought it down to 13.5. Didn't even need to. Easy win there. Alabama, obviously, the lean told that. Notre Dame versus Florida State. We did have Notre Dame minus 20.5. We bought it down to 20, and they should have easily covered that. Why? I mean, basically for a quarter and a half, nobody scored. That really, really bothered me how they decided to put backup players in when they did. Obviously, they knew they were going to win the game, But the way that coaching staff always goes for shutouts and domination and so on and so forth, they didn't want to do it on that game, maybe because they're in the ACC for football this year, and they figured a win is a win when you're playing in conference. Yeah, maybe, but when you're battling for national rankings, I'm sorry, Florida State's a much better team than their record indicates or the way they played. So I don't think them putting up the points they did was any surprise. But the way that they played, you don't want that score to reflect that Notre Dame did bad. Either way, they didn't cover it. It is what it is. That was our first premium loss of the day. But in that same game, we did have Notre Dame versus Florida State over 53.5 points, and that total cashed before halftime. So easiest one of the day. Then we got into two wagers that I very rarely do these types of wagers. I think I've done less than 10 in the past, since I've gone public. So a lot of people know that I do not like playing wagers like this, but sometimes the market just hands you a gift. Usually there's no skill involved in this. But sometimes the market hands you a gift and you have to pounce on it. So we played a team total wager. We took Notre Dame's team total over 37.5 points. Easy win. And then we did have another one. We took Alabama's team total over 38 points in the first half. That one did not. So we did drop 2 premium plays, but we cashed 4 of them for a fantastic college football Saturday. And we made all that money in less than 4 hours. First game win at 7 o'clock. The rest of them win at 7:30. So before 11 p.m., we were sitting back, cash tickets, and we were done for the day. Now, let's get into NFL Sunday. First thing that I'll go ahead and tell you is it is going to be a very big day. It is right now 5:21 a.m. Got up at 4:30 this morning. Just got plays out before I started this video. All of the plays for the day are up other than if I have one late NFL game and possibly an MLB play. Those remain to be seen. Right now, as it sits at this very moment, there is a total of 7, just like last week, 7 premium NFL games, all going at 1 p.m. And then there's one premium selection in the NBA Finals going at 7:30 p.m. So a total of 8 premium selections on the board today. All are already posted. And then to cap everything off, we have our very first NFL game of the week for the season. It also goes at 1 p.m. It is $50, just like any game of the week. Go to chasewins.com, go to the purchase page. You will see it at the top. It'll say Chase's Game of the Week or NFL Game of the Week. It's $50. Buy it. As soon as you buy it, you have immediate access to the play. You'll just log in, go to the members area. You'll get the play. You can enter it. This game starts at 1 p.m. If you are on an all-access pass, you already get it. The 1-year all-access members get the play. Any other pass, 3-day, 7-day, month, NFL season, anything like that, do not. These are only for all-access members, or it is a separate purchase. The play is already up. If you want to purchase this play, you must do so by 12 noon. At 12 noon, my IT department is taking this play down. That way we don't have people trying to buy it late and then send me an email saying, well, I didn't get to play it. I've had people do it before when I know they're flat out lying to me. So at 12 noon, you can't buy this play anymore. Period. So if you want it, it's $50. Buy it, and it comes with the same guarantee any game of the week does. If it doesn't win, you don't have to worry about it because I give you 3 days of all plays, premium and daily top plays, in all sports except NASCAR for absolutely free. So you will get a $50 value given back to you immediately to make sure you make your money back and then some. God forbid this game were to lose. So what do you have to lose? $50, get the first NFL game of the week of the season. There is NASCAR on Sunday. Patrick has a card that he is holding at the moment. We have one final call tomorrow because there is bad weather in Charlotte. So we hopefully, fingers crossed, this race will get to go, but it remains to be seen. So we're going to hold off until mid to late morning before making the final call on that or seeing what NASCAR decides. NASCAR may call the race. We don't know. But if there is a race, follow my Twitter. It'll be in the email that we send later on. And you can purchase this week's race card for $30 or the remainder of the NASCAR season for $100. Let's get on a free play, and we're going to go to We're going to go to the Kansas City Chiefs Las Vegas Raiders game, and I'm going to make this pretty short and sweet. Patrick Mahomes is, right now, the most fun to watch and talented player in all of the NFL. Kansas City is by far the best team in the NFL. Going back to July the 27th when we posted that video, and I said, okay, it's time to make a prediction for the NFL season. Who's going to win the Super Bowl? That was my overwhelming pick, and looks like they're on track. Still not the best offense in the NFL this year. Right now, in my opinion, the way I've got everything power ranked, I've got the best offense overall is actually the Green Bay Packers. Defensively, I've got the Colts. But right now, the Kansas City Chiefs defense has been much improved from last year, which was already a fairly decent defense. Their offense continues to get better week in and week out. Besides one fluke of a game where Patrick Mahomes had a very rare poor performance, they have gone out there and been lights out and an offensive powerhouse every game. Doesn't matter who they're playing, where they're playing at, or the conditions or whatever. So they're laying 10.5 right now. Obviously, I wouldn't lay the half point, as I never do in the NFL or football. So if you are going to play the Kansas City Chiefs and you are going to lay the points, buy it down to 10. We're looking at the total. Total right now is sitting at 54. Right now, we know that the Kansas City Chiefs are not going to be kept out of the end zone in any quarter of this game. So at bare minimum, their poor performance would still clock them 28 points. And now they're going against the Las Vegas Raiders. What can we say about them? Very talented team, still trying to find their rhythm to play as the team we know they can be. Bad defense. Can't keep anybody out of the end zone. So now you're trying to keep the best team in football out of the end zone. So what do you think that means? Think Kansas City will be able to score twice in each quarter? I'd say so. I'd say that Kansas City, this 54, it would not surprise me or probably anyone else if Kansas City put up 50 points themselves. Now, Kansas City's defense, as it continues to get better, could keep a team like Las Vegas from scoring or scoring much. But the problem is, probably the best offensive-minded coach in the NFL, in John Gruden, is not going to be kept out of the end zone, period. And one thing that this man gets hard for is going against a good defense, calling these astronomically just absurd offensive plays and executing them. That's the reason why his team's just not very good, because he worries about these flashy, flamboyant plays and wanting to be known as that versus getting back to some of the basics and fundamentals to try to get wins. He'll get there. Derek Carr's a great quarterback, and I really, truly believe this team is going to have a lot of success. Defensively, Las Vegas, unless Kansas City just comes out playing terrible, is not going to even slow Kansas City down. Kansas City is going to give Las Vegas some trouble. I think it definitely could happen in the first half, but John Gruden being the offensive mastermind that he is, I don't care how well Kansas City's defense plays. They don't have a good enough defense to keep a John Gruden offense out of the end zone, period. Now, in saying that, I'm not saying that they're going to go out there and this is going to be a shootout or a tit for tat, or that Las Vegas going late into the game is even going to be remotely in the game. But offensively, John Gruden's not going to let his team let up. For nothing but pride alone, he would score up into the very last second of the game. They're going to figure out ways to score. And that right there is going to be the difference maker, because Kansas City may eventually back off just a little bit. You don't know. They may not try to go out there and hang 50 on them. But it would surprise if Kansas City didn't hit 40 points, I'd be floored in this game, due to the fact that Vegas' defense is not going to stop Mahomes. But the thing that pushes this over the edge for me is the fact that even though Kansas City's defense is talented enough to give a team like Las Vegas trouble, you're not going to keep a John Gruden offense out of the end zone, and I'm sorry. All they've got to do is score a couple of times. I truly believe that if Las Vegas puts up 20 points, which is one touchdown and one field goal per half, that that can push it over the total because Kansas City will do the rest. 54 is too low. When I did these numbers, I did them 3 different times, 3 different ways, and I had this line should be at 57.5, and my number, where I go off of a few things that other people don't, I've got it at 61 even. 54 is too low. I'm going over 54. Another thing is it's going to be 80 degrees tomorrow in Kansas City. It's going to be sunny. One of the few places in the on the East Coast or the Midwest that is not getting hammered by rain. And I think that's also going to be a big difference maker. Patrick Mahomes is going to come to light them up. John Gruden's going to come to try to play spoiler. And right now, with what Kansas City is doing, I think they want to make a statement every game. Premium play, it's already on the card. It's the Kansas City Chiefs and the Las Vegas Raiders over 54 points. That is your free premium play. Go get the NFL game of the week. It is $50. Win or get 3 days absolutely free of all plays. Everything's posted. All games for the day in the NFL are posted unless I end up adding one late selection that I'm looking at. One game in the NBA is already posted. And now I'm also looking into the MLB selection involving the Rays and the Houston Astros, but that one doesn't go till 7:30. That one will be posted later in the afternoon if I lock something in there. So that, get the NFL game of the week, and then if you also want to play the rest of the plays, you can get a 3-day pass, 7-day pass, month pass. Just know it'll be worth your while to get it today, if nothing else, because for $50, or say $99, get you a 7-day pass, you are going to get 8 total premium plays on Sunday alone, at minimum, and they're already posted. And everybody likes those team totals. You know, everybody knows that I don't like them, but the market gave us a gift again, and I've got 2 premium team total wagers going on Sunday action. They're both already posted. NFL season record thus far, 24-7-2. We are still hitting 80% in our win-loss records. There's no better in the business. Go jump on at chasewins.com. I'll see you in the winner's circle, and I will also see you back again for Monday. Thanks, guys.